Wayne was about to call her driver, but suddenly she heard fire alarm from the restaurant. Within a minute, she saw people were coming outside from the restaurant hurriedly. She stopped one of the guard who was going to call more guards. What happened? Ma'am, someone has set the entire building on fire. What? But what about the fire sprinkler system? Nothing is working, ma'am. He destroyed everything. For some reason, he was very angry on the owner. Apart from setting the fire, he beated the owner very badly. That guard went to call another guard. Ryan looked at the restaurant. That entire building had started to burn in fire. Everyone was coming out screaming. The air was filled with smoke and flames. Ryan's eyes fell on the last person who was coming outside very calmly. His face was covered by a black mask. She recognized that man. He was none other than her stalker. Her eyes met with his eyes, and suddenly a realization hit her that he had set the fire. Taehyung turned another side to avoid Ryan, but Ryan quickly went to him and stopped him by standing in front of him. If I am not mistaken, you are the one who set the restaurant on fire, she asked while crossing her arms against her body. Taehyung didn't say anything and just slightly nodded his head. May I know why you did this? She asked while raising her one eyebrow. Taehyung looked into her eyes and stepped closer to her. Because for me, your respect comes first. If anyone in this world will try to humiliate you or misbehave with you, then I will destroy them completely. Taehyung said with a stern voice. His words left Ryan in amazed. Taehyung walked from there, but Ryan again quickly went in front of him. He stopped at his place. I know you are stalking me everywhere. Tell me, why are you stalking me? Taehyung came close to her ear. This was the moment when she smelled his collar and a slight smile formed on her lips. Because I am madly in love with you, Park Ryan, Taehyung said in a low husky voice. You are my addiction. I want to see your bright and happy face every day, and stalking you is my favorite part of the day. Vine got shocked by his words. She felt a shiver run down her spine. Taehyung walked from there. Respect, love, addiction. That is all I want in my relationship. He's the one. He's the man of my dream. Vine thought in her mind. She turned to Taehyung. He was calmly walking while his both hands were in his pocket. She started to follow him in the dark night. She had no idea where he was going, but she followed him blindly. She didn't know his intentions, but she was definitely sure about one thing, that he would never harm her. He will always protect her. Taehyung turned to Dark Alley. She trusted him and followed him there too. When both of them reached in the middle of alley, Taehyung stopped his steps. Why are you following me? He asked without turning to her direction. Because I want to know you more. Taehyung turned to her and asked. Why? Wine came near him. Because I think I am in love with my stalker. Hearing her words, Taehyung smirked under his mask. Falling in love with a stalker can be dangerous for you, Miss Park. Or maybe falling in love with a stalker can be exciting and adventurous, she said confidently. Oh, really? Taehyung smirked more. He grabbed Ryan's waist and pinned her against the wall of that alley. Excitement can lead you to pain, a pleasurous pain. Ryan's heartbeat increased by his words. She was understanding the meaning of his words. Her nervous face made Taehyung chuckled. He left her waist. Loving me is not an easy thing, Park Ryan. You can never love me like I do. I can, and I will, she said straightly, looking into his eyes. His magical deep eyes again made her lost in it. She wanted to see the face of the man who owns these magical eyes. She extended her hand towards his face, but before her hand could touch his black mask, he caught hold of her hand. Miss Ryan, this mask cannot be removed from this face, because once you remove this mask, there is no turning back for you. You have to be mine forever. I am ready to become yours. Taehyung slightly smiled under the mask and slowly shook his head as no. Don't be so hasty. Think before coming into my life. Without thinking twice, Ryan said, I have already thought about it. I want to come into your life. Taehyung left Ryan's wrist and said, Still, I am giving you some time. You have job interview tomorrow. All the best for that, honey. Taehyung was about to go from there. Ryan asked from behind, wait, when will we meet again? Soon, sweetheart, very soon. Taehyung said without turning back and then vanished into the darkness of that alley. I will wait for you, Mr. Stalker. Ryan murmured with a smile and got out of that alley. When she got out of that alley, she saw that one of her dad's bodyguard was looking for someone here and there. Ryan went towards him. Thank God, ma'am, you are safe. Why are you saying this and why are you here? We got a message from an unknown number, so we came to take you back home. Really? What was written in that message? The bodyguard showed her the message on his phone. I have set fire to the restaurant where your ma'am went. Come and take her home safely. Ryan smiled after reading the message. Ma'am, we should go now. Ryan nodded and left from there. Ryan reached Kim Corporation. Currently, she was sitting in the waiting area along with other candidates. Interview time was about to start. Ryan saw that all the interviewers were going into the interview room. Among them, there was a man who was in his early 50s, a woman in her mid 30s, and a man who was in his early 30s. After a few minutes, Ryan's eyes fell on a tall figure who was probably going to the interview room. She never seen his face before, yet he seems familiar to her. She squeezed her eyes while looking at him. Who is he? She said in a low voice, but it was audible to the girl sitting next to him. Don't you know him? He's Kim Taehyung. Kim Taehyung? Oh, he's the son of this company's CEO, Mr. Kim Seo-hun. Actually, Kim Taehyung is the new CEO of Kim Corporation. After having a huge success in foreign countries, he returned back to Korea just a few weeks ago. Oh, is that so? That girl nodded and again focused on the paper which was in her hand. But why it seems like I have seen him before? He looks familiar. Ryan tried to remember where she had seen him. Soon the interview round started and Ryan shrugged off her thinking. Candidates were going inside the interview room one by one. Some of them were coming out with happy face while some of them with dull face. Now it's Ryan's turn. She went inside confidently. When she sat on the chair, her eyes met with the man who was sitting in the middle. That is Kim Taehyung. Within a second, Ryan recognized that magical eyes and her eyes widened. It's him, my stalker, she thought in her mind. Interviewers started to ask questions from Ryan. She focused on the questions and gave answers very smartly, but her eyes were never moving from Taehyung's eyes. Interview round was over. Ryan successfully achieved her place in Kim Corporation. Now she wanted to confirm that Kim Taehyung and her stalker are the same person. She was waiting for Taehyung to come outside. When Taehyung came out, she started to follow him secretly. She saw that Taehyung entered in his office. Ryan took a deep breath. Okay, I can do it. Even if he doesn't turn out to be my stalker and kick me out of this company, I'm still going to do this. I know I'm risking my job, but let's go. Ryan entered in the office. Taehyung was walking in his office while reading a file when Ryan entered. He stopped when he saw her. Miss Park, you're here? He asked while joining his both eyebrows. Stop pretending like you don't know me. I have already caught you. Why would I pretend? Of course I know you. You are the new employee of my company. And what have you caught about me? He asked innocently. Don't try to act smart. Now I understand why you told me that we would meet soon. You already knew we were going to meet here. Miss Park, I think you have some misconceptions about me. Shut up, Mr. Stalker. Your tongue can lie, but your eyes can't. And if you're going to say that it is just a coincidence that your eyes might be same as my stalker, then let me tell you, I have many other ways to confirm that you are my stalker, Mr. CEO. Ryan started to take steps towards Taehyung one by one while saying, First, no, your eyes can't be like anyone else. Your eyes are unique and pretty. I have never seen such magical eyes. Second, your voice. Your deep and sexy voice runs shiver down to my spine. Wyan was now standing close to Taehyung. She inhaled his collar and continued to speak. Third, your smell, which makes me crazy whenever I inhale it. And fourth, she quickly took out a mask from her purse and put on Taehyung's face. Now she was confirmed. She took back the mask. She smirked and said, "Hello, Mr. Stalker." Taehyung smirked, and within a second he held Wyan's waist and pulled her closer to him. "Impressive, sweetheart." "I was thinking about you the whole night, and the more I thought about you, the more I fell for you. There is no second thought. I want you, Mr. Stalker. Welcome to my life, my queen." Wyan wrapped her arms around his neck and said, For making me your queen, you have to talk to my dad. And I'm telling you, he is not an easy man." "Well, your not so easy dad was the one who first sent me your marriage proposal." Wayne got shocked at his words. "What? Why do you think I suddenly started to stalk you? I was busy with my business in Paris. Then one day my secretary gave me an envelope which was sent by your dad. There was a letter in that envelope along with some of your photographs. The moment I saw your pictures, I fell for you, sweetheart. But I wanted to know you properly before giving any answer to your dad. So I came to Korea and started to stalk you. And I must say, it was too much fun to stalk you." "It means when dad didn't receive any message from you, so he moved to Minsuho and tried to fix my marriage with him?" Taehyung nodded. "But now your dad will be the happiest one after knowing that you and me are together." "I love you, sweetheart." "I love you too, Mr. Stalker," Wyan said whilst attaching her forehead to his forehead. "Don't forget that your stalker is your new CEO.